With profound, humble gratitude and love to all venerated enlightened masters, we bow to the Almighty in soulful gratefulness for gifting us with their holy blessed presence. May all beings be awakened by their divine grace.
Part 2 of 4.
Etc.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nasze programy oferują wiele języków. Prosimy zobaczyć suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Now the Buddha say, saving sentient beings, but doesn't save sentient beings. Because if they still have a sense of saving anyone, that means they are not completely liberated from the ego, from the self-centered sense of existence. They cannot contain the limitless, endless, boundless, infinite power of God if they still have a sense of self. Because the sense of self limits everything. And then you cannot contain the limitless if you are limited. And that is the logic of it. So in order to become a co-worker with God, or a master, or the master soul, you must become limitless like that.
Please stay with us to listen to this enlightening lecture.
Supreme Master Ching Hai's lectures are not a complete meditation instruction. Please do not try alone. For free of charge guidance, please visit godsdirectcontact.org or contact any of our centers near you.
Vegan, simply survival.
What do we want? And where do we want it? What do we want? And where do we want it? Thank you. Let's change the world. We can do it.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses, no more hurting, no more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
Today's program will be presented in English with subtitles in Arabic or Laxis, also known as Vietnamese, Bulgarian, Chinese, English, French, German, Hindi, Hungarian, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean, Malay, Mongolian, Persian, Polish, Portuguese, Punjabi, Russian, Spanish, Telugu, Thai, and Ukrainian or Uranian. Welcome, benevolent viewers. It is delightful that you could join us today. I am Naomi. The easygoing people of St. Eustatius pray that all people will soon turn vegan so that paradise on earth becomes a reality. St. Eustatius, also nicknamed Statia, is a small Caribbean island and a special municipality of the Netherlands. As a busy trade center in the 18th century, it was called the Golden Rock. St. Eustatius today is quietly picturesque with some 3,200 people who live amidst its green hills and plains. The island has incredible biodiversity with many globally endangered or vulnerable species, including whale and sea turtle people. Offshore coral reefs teem with rare and exotic marine life like the queen angelfish and flying gurnard people. To preserve their miraculous environment and ecosystems, a national park, a botanical garden, and the entire marine area surrounding the island have been established as protected regions. The St. Eustatius National Parks Foundation carefully monitors these natural treasures and encourages ecotourism so that visitors can appreciate them as well. The kind-hearted stations commemorate their heritage through events like Statia Day, a tribute to the island's first salute to the United States. This historic gesture in 1776 was the first recognition of U.S. sovereignty under the leadership of His Excellency George Washington. Local art and culture are also celebrated in Statia with carnival full of brightly costumed processions, song and dance.
Your hair grows back again after you turn vegan? Well, you just have to cut it, man.
Supreme Master Ching Hai Vegan is a world-renowned spiritual teacher, humanitarian, and artist. She has been invited to lecture on the Kuan Yin method of meditation throughout the world. We now invite you to view Walk the Way of Love, in Introduction to Supreme Master Ching Hai.
We'll search high and low for a little love to bestow on all beings in all corners of existence. Supreme Master Ching Hai, Vegan.
Supreme Master Ching Hai, as she has affectionately become known, leaves a message that walks the way of love. A renowned humanitarian, artist, and spiritual visionary, her love and assistance has extended beyond all cultural and racial boundaries to people around the world, the needy and homeless, institutions of medical research, war veterans, the disadvantaged, the physically and mentally handicapped, refugees, and victims of natural disasters, etc. We witness countless reminders of the compassion, the trademark of this caring lady, and the international foundation that has grown out of her loving example.
Whatever we can share, begin with sharing. And then we will feel a subtle change in ourselves. More love will be pouring into our consciousness, and we will be aware of something. And that is a beginning. We are here to learn to grow, as well as to learn to use our power, our limitless power of love and creativity, in order to make a better world wherever we happen to be incarnated. Don't worry, I pray for you, okay, honey?
Not only are human beings the blessed beneficiaries of her kindness, animal people from different species are also the recipients of her boundless benevolence.
You okay, boy? You okay? Yeah, come on. Hey, look at you. Oh, quack. You happy? Quack. Hello, you grow so big now, you.
Bon appetito! I love you. Good appetite.
This is one of the reasons why we should be vegan. Love for all beings, extending love.
Supreme Master Ching Hai Vegan was born in central O Lac, Vietnam. During her early years, she was often found helping hospital patients, the needy as well as injured animal people in whichever way she could. As a young adult, she moved to Europe to study and continued there as a translator for the Red Cross. She soon discovered that pain and suffering exist in all corners of the globe, and her search for the remedy to this became the foremost goal in her life. She was happily married at the time to a German doctor, and although it was an extremely difficult decision for both of them, her husband agreed to a separation. She then embarked on what became a 2-year-plus journey in search for spiritual understanding. Finally, in the deepest reaches of the Himalayas in India, she found an enlightened master who imparted to her the Kuan Yin method, a meditation method on the inner heavenly light and sound. After a period of practice, she became fully enlightened. Soon after her return from the Himalayas, at the earnest request of those around her, Supreme Master Ching Hai shared the Kuan Yin method with others, encouraging them to look within to find their own greatness. Through the Kuan Yin method of meditation, they also attained greater fulfillment, happiness, and peace. Before long, invitations arrived from the United States, etc.
I saw that I was everywhere and in every creature.
Europe,
to see God is very, very simple.
Asia,
All religions tell you be a good person here and find heaven while you can.
Australia.
We are the sons and daughters of God. We are ourselves, the Supreme Master.
Africa,
I will show you how to get direct teaching.
And South America,
and keep the commandments and try to lead a more vegan life.
as well as from important organizations for Supreme Master Ching Hai to give lectures.
The peace and love that we most often talk about and seek, we have within ourselves. You must look inside and find your own treasure and find the real lasting happiness. The future is in our hands. So you make it beautiful or you make it worse, it's up to you.
Supreme Master Ching Hai has realized many spontaneous talents that she expresses through artistic paintings and creations, music and poetry, and aesthetic jewelry and clothing designs, expressing the inner and outer beauty. The income generated from her artistic creations has enabled Supreme Master Ching Hai to create an independent source of funding for humanitarian activities in support of her noble mission of assisting God's children in their times of need. Although she does not seek acknowledgement of any kind, Supreme Master Ching Hai has been given awards worldwide by government officials and private organizations on numerous occasions. They include the World Peace Award, the World Spiritual Leadership Award, the Award for Promotion of Human Rights, the World Citizen Humanitarian Award, the Award for Outstanding Public Service to Mankind, the 2006 Gusi Peace Prize, the Los Angeles Music Week Certificate of Commendation, and first place silver for the 27th Annual Telly Awards 2006. In addition, October 25th and February 22nd have been proclaimed as the Supreme Master Ching Hai Day in the United States.
She also brings love around the world where there is hate. She brings hope where there is despair. And she brings understanding where there is misunderstanding. She is the light of a great person, an angel of mercy for all of us.
Agradecer a la Suprema Maestra su liderazgo, agradecerle su optimismo, agradecerle ese don de gente que tiene que la hace tan única y tan especial.
Una impresión muy grata de ver un corazón tan noble, tan dispuesto a servir. Ella está sirviendo a todos los seres humanos, está sirviendo al planeta para salvarlo, para rescatarlo. Tiene un corazón noble, pero también un gran liderazgo. Sé que van a suceder las cosas que tienen que suceder.
Supreme Master Ching Hai is one of the truly dedicated people of this era, helping others find and create a beautiful vision of our future. Many great people in history have had a dream, and in her own words, so does Supreme Master Ching Hai.
I dream that all the world will become peaceful. I dream that everyone becomes the Buddha. I dream that all the killing will stop. I dream that all the children will walk in peace and harmony. I dream that all the nations shake hands with each other, protect each other, and help each other. I dream that our beautiful planet will not be destroyed. It takes billions, trillions of years to produce this planet. And it's so beautiful, so wonderful. I dream that it will continue, but in peace, beauty, and love.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. The Cayman Islands is one of them. Cayman Islands Animals Law 2013 revision. Any person who beats, ill-treats, overloads, etc. an animal person commits an offense of cruelty and is liable to a fine that is equivalent to $4,800 plus imprisonment for 1 year. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses, no more hurting, no more murdering them to eat, to lab tests, or for any reason at all. Be vegan, make peace, so be it.
The United States has been graced on many occasions with visits from Supreme Master Ching Hai Vegan. In 1989, in response to the earnest longing of spiritual truth seekers, she traveled to the country to impart her wisdom and insights. In this illuminating lecture, Supreme Master Ching Hai Vegan sheds light on various topics, such as relying on the inner power for self-discipline amid societal pressures, discovering humility through wisdom, overcoming the fear of death, and the essence of true meditation. We now invite you to join us for part 6 of this enlightening lecture titled Discover Real Meditation through Transmission by a Real Master, Questions and Answers given by Supreme Master Ching Hai Vegan in San Francisco, California, USA on May 25, 1989.
Peace for Ukraine or Ukraine now. Russia, just go home.
Người ngồi đó đẹp từ chân đến trán, tóc tơ vàng và mắt biếc đại dương, đà nam rồng môi môi chín mộng hồng, lời ngọt liềm từng ngón đàn tha thiết.
So we are always busy with the outside performance and have no room to have an intimate talk with God. Therefore, we cannot find him. That is the only secret. And now, if you want to find him, then I actually have nothing much to teach you except how to be quiet. And at which time to catch God is the best. Which is the hour. We can make a rendezvous with him every day. And then at that exact time, he will appear. And then when we are so acquainted with him, he appears anywhere, anytime, any hour. And we are so acquainted with him that even others will see God in us also, or near us, standing by. That is so good. And then this so-called God power will flow out like an ocean, like a stream, and benefit anyone that comes nearby. Like a sandalwood tree, it makes all trees around it become fragrant, like sandalwood. Like a perfume shop, anyone who comes in smells the nice fragrance, free of charge. And sometimes you go to a perfume shop, the shopkeeper will give you a free spray, and you come out, you also feel so nice. Yeah. It is the same with a self-realized soul. He emits a kind of godly fragrance and a super mundane virtue that everyone would love to be near, and everyone will feel naturally comfortable with. Also the same with the master, so-called master, or Buddha, or Christ. They do not actually save any beings. They do not do any particular gestures or have any intention to catch a soul and bring it back home. No, they themselves are the magnets. They just attract. They cannot help it. Even if they want to stop it, it's too late. Even if they want to stop giving our blessing and happiness and joy to the surrounding people, they cannot do it anymore. It's too late. It's just like a fountain. It has to keep running and running. It's just like the ocean. It has to keep being full like that. However much rain comes down, the ocean will not become more full. However much the sun shines on it, the ocean will not become less full. It is forever like that. So all of us can become the same like Buddha and Jesus. Now the Buddha say, saving sentient beings, but doesn't save sentient beings. No one is being saved by the Buddha. Although everyone, at that time, his disciples say they are saved by him. But he said that he didn't save anyone. That is the meaning of a natural power, which flows spontaneously and naturally from a highly self-realized soul, from a master soul, to benefit others, without him having to control doing anything on purpose. And that is what it means by saving sentient beings, but not saving sentient beings. Because if they still have a sense of saving anyone, that means they are not completely liberated from the ego, from the self-centered sense of existence. They are not yet completely liberated from the frame of the human self. So they cannot do this universal work. They cannot contain the limitless, endless, boundless, infinite power of God if they still have a sense of self. Because the sense of self limits everything. And then you cannot contain the limitless if you are limited. And that is the logic of it. So in order to become a co-worker with God, or a master, or the master soul, you must become limitless like that. And in order to become limitless, we have to practice self-losing. So in the Bible it is say, one who sacrifices the self will gain everything. Something like that. I mean, maybe my translation is not correct. One who loses the self will gain everything. One who takes care of the self will lose everything. Is it not so similar? Yes, that is what it means. Lose the self means losing the ego, the sense of limited being, becoming one with the universe. But it is easier said than done. To be so, to be such a limitless and boundless being, one must practice the ever-present power of God. And one must reserve some time daily to contact with this word, with God's word, and it was God's word, or with the name you cannot name, or with the vibration or the sound stream in the Buddhist terminology. They all spoke of the same thing. If we want to reach the same height as the ancient masters, we have to follow the same path as theirs. That is only simple. So simple is that. It is like everyone who wants to become a doctor, then they have to follow the medical university way of teaching and follow the previous doctors that can teach you, and you become a doctor. So if you want to become like Christ or Buddha, then we have to practice the same method like Christ or Buddha. We have to contact the inner flame, the inner thunderous voice of God. And this way, I can offer you gladly and freely, free of all kinds of bondage, all kinds of conditions, all kinds of financial, physical, mental commitment. Only your devotion is needed. Your devotion to your own practice. Every day you must practice. By your own time, schedule and arrangement, and by your own free will. And that is all that is needed. Now, I think the time is nearly over. I reserve some time for you to ask questions. Anything you want to ask concerning my lecture, concerning how to meditate, concerning the initiation, any doubt, anything, any skeptical ideas, you may ask without reserve. You don't need to even write your name if you fear others knowing. We don't read your name out, just your ideas. Will you please write down on a piece of paper? Or you don't want to write? Because if you ask from over there, I cannot hear clearly.
What is stealing?
What is what?
What is stealing? Steal something from somebody.
Stealing.
That's right.
Oh, yes. You don't know? Whatever that is not belonging to us, and we take it without permission or prior asking, that is stealing. Be it a grass or a needle. And even talking too much is stealing. Stealing people's time and energy. You know this kind of stealing very well. Some friend phone you and they talk for hours and you just cannot stop it. And you get exhausted, and out of politeness and compassion, you just listen. Yes. And you don't know what they're talking about because it's so boring. That is also stealing, yes. We should devote time to know God instead of talking about useless topics.
What is the Guanyin method, the inner sound?
Yes. It is like this. When you are yourself open to receive God's blessing, then it will come. So this method is actually God's blessing. It's not mine. Only when your minds are open and completely surrender and want to receive, then you can get this method. The method is without words. And when we transmit the method, we don't talk. And then you will get the inner vibration. You will hear it, but without these ears. And you will see the light of God or the heavens abodes without the eyes. And that is what the method offers, not what the method is. Because the method, I cannot speak it by language. I can only transmit it to you in complete silence. That's why we call the transmission from heart to heart or from mind to mind. Yeah.
How does the inner sound bring you to liberation?
Because the inner sound is God. If you know the sound, it means you know God. You get nearer to Him, and you coming near God, it means you get away from demons. That's a simple thing. To be near God is to be liberated. Or to be near Buddha, to become a Buddha, it means to be a liberated soul, to be free from bondage, to be free from birth and death. That means liberation. But there is another more concrete way. When you get transmission, you immediately transcend death. And that is what's called liberation. Yesterday, I gave transmission to about 30-something persons. And some of them have experienced the death experience. That's what is called born again. Except thou be born again, thou shalt not enter the kingdom of God. So what is born again? Or I die daily. Like one of the Catholic saints, I die daily. What is it by dying daily? We are living and he said he's dying. He said he's dying 100 times daily. That means dying while living. You die, but you don't die. You just transcend the limit of death, and then you live forever. Once the fear of death is transcended, it's understood by our own very weak and scared soul, we are forever eternal. We are no more. We are immortal. That's what it means. Yesterday he said when he meditated, just a few seconds or minutes, and he immediately saw the light and the tunnels, the dark tunnels, and inside there's light, and he flowed through it like sailing on a boat. That's what he said. Now what is that? You have seen on TV and you have read books about the experiences of the near-death person, haven't you? Yes. They have seen this great tunnel, and then they have to flow through it, and then they see the great being of light, and they explain to them that they are dead. But yet their time has not come, and then they have to go back to the earth again. And so some of these persons go home. She says she cried off and on for 2 weeks because she has to leave that wonderful world and come back to this terrible one. Is that not so? Yes, that is the limit between life and death. And some of these persons experience that while they are near death because they have been some virtuous ones. Therefore, when they die, they come immediately to the region of light. But this region of light is not the highest one, may I tell you. There are some others higher. But these are only kind of the frontier between our world and the other worlds. Just the beginning of the other worlds. The other worlds are higher, limitless spheres of life. And the higher you go, the more speechless you become. And there's nothing to say anymore, nothing to talk about, except someone like Master Ching Hai. She likes to convey that to others. And then she couldn't even say much. But yesterday, this man, or 2 or 3 men, experienced that because they have transcended the limit of life and death. They died and they came back again. They have the same experience as that recorded by the Dr. So-and-so with many hundreds of near death or death and back again to life patients' experiences. So this is what we call born again, or transcending life and death, or free from life and death. Once you know how to die while living, you will fear no more death, and you know how to do it at any time. And so when your earth time is over, you know it even in advance. Your master will come and tell you, hey, 3 more days, your time is up. Or in a week's time, we will go to another place, so please prepare. And if you owe people money, give it back quickly. Or if your wife is not yet remarried or something, you have to arrange it. Or your children, something, insurance, life insurance, have to take care. It's that kind of things. A master will take care of you in every minute detail after the initiation. And this is his or her job. It's a lot of work, even paperwork, bureaucratic work. But because we live in this world with many complications, the master cannot avoid having to even take care of these, even though his job is not that. But without that, the devotees cannot be free. So we often hear of transcend life and death, be free of life and death, and we don't know what it means. It means exactly just that. at initiation to transcend. And you know what life and death mean, and you have no more fear. Thank you so much.
Ta lặng yên tế bao chuyện nhạc, từng lời ca như mật rót vào tim, buồn lâng lâng theo cung bậc êm đềm, trong rung cảm ta ngỡ ngàng chiến.
Russia, go home.
Turned vegan and looking better now? No one told you this side effect? Well, you know now, man.
Never give up. Anything is possible on a vegan diet, including climbing to the top of the world. Kuntal Joisha, vegan.
Loving viewers, thank you for your presence today for Words of Wisdom. Please join us again next Monday, October 16th for Discover Real Meditation through transmission by a Real Master, Part 7 of 11, Questions and Answers. Coming up next is Worldwide Call for Action, Stop Child Abuse in the Catholic Church, Part 2 of 2, right after noteworthy news. May the soft moonlight in the night sky remind us of our heavenly abode.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, hell not reach.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.